Hello everybody, this is Ernie again, and I've been getting a lot of flack on the lackluster reviews I've been getting on the LC6000 by Denon, my lackluster reviews, and it's not a bad player, but for the price, retails for about, I don't know, $600 or something like that. You can probably buy a used one for like maybe 3 or 4, but that's that's a chunk of change for anyone who's a beginner. But if you are a pro and you just want to add on a player and make your controller a 3-deck controller with being tactical, meaning you'll have something there to use the third player with, this is your best bet. However, if you're going to be using it just with a laptop here, you're going to be very disappointed because the LC6000 doesn't have a sound card, number one. Number two, it doesn't have a screen or anything, so you can see what you're doing. You're all dependent on the laptop, which is okay if you are a laptop DJ or a person who uses controllers. But other than that, it's kind of to me, it's not that good. You can't put one of these in there either. You can't play a USB stick. So basically, it's just it's a paperweight without your laptop. But here's the reason why I'm not that big on it, because it's very picky. It's a very picky controller. And let me grab a little sip of coffee before we get into this. Okay.
A few moments later.
I love my coffee. Anyway, welcome back. And the reason why I say this Denon LC6000 is so picky is because of the fact that you just can't plug it in any old time. It has a regiment that it likes. Okay, first you get your computer, you turn it on, you keep this thing turned off, you get the USB plug, you plug it into your laptop, then you go to your DJ program. In this case, it's Virtual DJ, and it's up, right? Now, then you go to your LC6000 and you turn it on. And off the bat, these two lights are supposed to be blinking. That means deck 1 or deck 2. Now, like I mentioned, this bad boy does not have a sound card. So if you're just going to be taking it to a gig and using it with just a laptop, you're going to have to use a laptop sound card, which is a headphone jack. And that's pretty Mickey Mouse. But if that's all you got, that's all you got. So we're going to choose deck number 1. So now it lights up and it's all ready to go. Then you get your scroll knob here, and you go to the left and right, and what it does, it goes to the, the section you're looking for, and it brings it up, and you can play the song. Okay, so that's all cool and dandy there, but like I said, you only have one deck that you can use. Now, if you get a sound card, you could use 2 decks. Not this as 2 decks, but as with a mixer. You can use deck 1 with the LC6000, and deck number 2 here, you're going to have to F around on the laptop and use that as a controller. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand the words coming out of my mouth? That means that this LC6000 is controlled by this knob and all these other buttons here. And it controls this deck, not this deck. This deck, you're going to have to dick with it with your laptop. So, that's about it for that. Now, for example, you have a two-deck controller and you want to add a 3rd deck. You can certainly do that with the LC6000, which is what it was meant to do. So when you first turn it on, plug it in, it's going to have that option. Let's go back to that option. Let me turn it off. You go back to that option where the lights turn on. Let's do it again. Let's plug this thing in again on the laptop and turn it back on. And let's see what it does here. No, it's not doing it. See, that's why I hate this thing. It's not very good. Let's just do this over again. Let's close the... See, that's why I hate this thing. Let's close the program, and now it's blinking 4 decks. So if you are using a controller, you're already using 2 decks. So what we're going to do, we're going to make this one our 3rd deck. So you press that. And now it's commanded to be your 3rd deck. So, well, you're going to have a 3-deck layout or 4-deck layout on your virtual DJ or Serato. But now it's going to control the 4th deck. So that's the great thing about this. But, like I mentioned, are you paying attention still? Are you sleeping? Pay attention. Like I mentioned, it does not have a sound card. So you have to configure the sound card. Your controller already has a sound card, but this LC6000 does not. So you go into settings here, and then you go to audio settings. So deck 1 and 2 is the settings for your controller. Deck 3 is the settings for the LC6000, channel 5 and 6. So what we're going to do, we're going to reroute the audio to the internal sound card that's in the laptop, which is Realtek audio in this PC case. So what you do is you get your audio out, 1/8" jack, and you hook it up to your mixer or your controller's 3rd channel. And that's how to do it. If it's too complicated, don't even bother. But it's not that complicated once you figure it out. But yes, you can use this as your 3rd deck. It'll do everything you want it to do, except it does not have a sound card. And that's why you have to do the outputs 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 2 is the sound card from your controller, and 3 would be the sound card from this laptop. So that's about it. And, let me tell you, it's not, to me, the LC6000 is not something for a beginner to use. I suggest a beginner use a regular controller, because a beginner, unless they're really into the tech scene, they're not going to be very good at this type of thing. They're going to be horrible. Look at that. I just replugged the USB in, and now it doesn't know what to do. That's how shitty this thing is. So what I got to do now is I got to go into the virtual DJ, turn it down, turn it off, and go back onto it. And then it's still not doing shit. So I got to unplug the USB again and plug it back into the laptop. And now it recognized it. So we're going to use this thing as channel 1. And go to our scroll knob, find a song, play it. I mean, it does have the album, some type of graphic on it, which is nice. But the wheels don't spin, but it has, a pretty good tactical feel. But other than that, this is an advanced deck. It's not really meant for beginners because of all that hassle I just went through. Basically, this is kind of like having, I don't want to sound a misogynist or sexist or anything. This is like having a good-looking wife, a really, really good-looking wife. You have to, do more for it to keep it going. In other words, this thing would need an external sound card to just have this and the laptop going in order to properly mix the channels not channels, but deck 1 and 2 without having to buy 2 of these. And that's a pain in the ass. You gotta have a mixer with a built-in sound card, or a regular analog mixer. Watch my video on that. Regular analog mixer with a Newmark DJI-O sound card, or have a controller that has its own sound card, and using this as a 3rd deck, but using the sound card off of the laptop for your 3rd deck. It's something that's a little bit too complicated for beginners. So like I said, this is like having a beautiful wife. There's more upkeep to it, but it's a good-looking unit. I mean, this is like a 7 or 8-inch jog wheel, and it has all these little buttons and whatnot, and things like that. And you could do the same thing like I did with the other decks. I set the stems, so the stems work on this thing too. I programmed it. Here, let me give you an example. So, you can map whatever you want on this thing, but you cannot map changing the output. It doesn't want to do that. It's going to stay only on 1 deck. Anyway, I don't know if you follow this. You've got to be a tech head to follow this. I mean, if you're not, then don't buy it. You know what I mean? The plus is that this thing only weighs like 6 or 7 pounds. It's, you know, it's like Pioneer. It's all plastic. It's plastic junk. But like I said, the prices are, you can buy one as cheap as $300, but it's probably all bashed up. But a good one's like between $400 and $600, and you can get these at Guitar Center or any other these other places online. But anyway, that's it for now, and that's how to use the LC6000 by itself with just a laptop. And of course, you're going to need a mixer and a sound card or a sound card built-in mixer, and able to mix from one channel to the other. All right, take it easy, everybody. Have a great weekend. Hope you're DJing. Hope things are going good with you. God bless you. Goodbye.